Good morning. Welcome back to another edition of Bernal Connect. I am joined by the ever so lovely Tracy. Tracy, what's going on today?
Weather is a little gloomy today. It's raining after a bout of sunshine. And so if you're weather sensitive like me, you don't have to think about that. And we're joined today by Dallas. He's our fellow Bernal resident, also connected to our previous guest, Dan. And we're so excited to have him here.
Dallas, welcome. Tell
Yeah,
us a
yeah,
little
I'm
bit about
happy to
you.
be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Well, I've been living in Bernal Heights for the past 20 years. I've seen a lot of changes in this neighborhood, a lot for the better. I mean, there's been some fantastic improvements, and I feel like we've still been able to hold on to a lot of the culture that makes this place great as well. I'm currently in Pinhole Coffee, which is right on the Mission side of Cortland Street, kind of starting the commercial strip. And they've improved the place quite a bit in the last couple of years since the pandemic by adding and then retrofitting their parklet and really kind of making a nice little ecosystem over on this side of Portland that I really enjoy.
Yeah, the background behind you is quite obvious. It's like, oh, he's a pinhole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I know it's a
Dan,
beautiful spot.
so Dallas, what do you do here in Bernal? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you're focused on.
Uh, well, I help my mom out a little bit with plumbing, and I do a little bit of property management in Bernal Heights as well. Yeah,
You know, one of the things
and
we've always said about promoting Bernal is that Bernal is an experience. So, what do you think of that idea?
yeah, I really do think that it is a very unique and interesting part of San Francisco, especially how the city has evolved over the last 20 years. I've been here my entire life, been in Bernal Heights for about 20 years, but as opposed to other parts of the east side of the city, it's actually kind of secluded in a little bit of a way while still being near to almost everything that makes San Francisco great. So you're on the, speaking of it being kind of overcast and cloudy, we have some of the best weather here in Bernal Heights. We are
Just
close to
not
both
today.
the 280 and the 101 highway. Yeah, just not today.
Just
We're
not
close to
today.
both the 280 and the 101 highway. And that kind of like the topography of Bernal Hill, in fact, is actually, if you can't see the highway, it's almost impossible to hear the highway. And it still allows you almost the best commute down the peninsula or to almost anywhere in the Bay Area from like right in your backyard, pretty much, if you're living here, which I've actually really enjoyed being able to explore like around, the city from my house
So, do you actually
as
go over
well.
the hill?
I do I go over the hill or?
Yeah, because a lot of our guests, we talk to people, and depending on where they live, you know, they're either Cortland focused or Mission focused or Presida, and nobody goes over the hill. So, do you go over the hill, Dan? Dallas?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do go over the hills sometimes. I've been running a little bit more in the past year or so, and it's fun to get up and around the track. And once you get down to the other side, it's kind of a nice way to sort of explore like a different part, because they are very distinct
Hmm.
areas just due to the elevation and how everything's set up there. But Presida has been amazing over the last few years. The way that they've been handling that park there, all the new little businesses that have been popping up. It's really like a beautiful little area. And I'm sure that's only going to get better for some of the commercial district that's kind of budding around Presida Park, because a lot of that is kind of like there are some mixed use buildings that are being underutilized,
Okay.
but with all of the new construction on the other side of Cesar Chavez, I'm sure that area is just going to, flourish over the next, maybe 15 years or whenever they get those projects done.
Yeah, we're seeing a fair amount of activity around the hospital. So the hospital obviously changed hands, has expanded, and then what we're starting to
Mhm.
see is, health-related businesses around the hospital. So, other
Yeah,
providers such as acupuncturists, physical therapy. So I hopefully and think that you'll see a lot of that sort of Mission Bernal corridor be health-related, and a lot, and that'll bring a lot of new interest into the corridor, I think.
yeah, absolutely. And then there's also the proposed project to add, I think it's 390 some odd units to the Safeway property, and I'm sure that's going to add a whole bunch of revitalization for all of the restaurants and other areas around there whenever they get around to doing it. I know it's a very big project and there's probably a lot of planning involved, but that sounds like something that would be a huge boost to the neighborhood around it in Bernal.
Yeah, and we're also excited because we have some other projects that are a little more imminent, right? 3300 is looks like it's getting near completion,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
great.
yeah. And then across the street, hopefully they'll start the former Big Lots building. There's senior housing above, but they're going to convert that to more housing, senior housing, and then do something on the ground level to be determined, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't wait to find out what they're going to do with that space. It's very versatile over there. Um, yeah, I actually, one of my friends works for a commercial electric company, and he did some of the elderly housing right across from where Sutter is
Okay.
now. So they just finished that project up recently. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's the
interesting to walk
project
through
that's
there.
on the Valencia side, right?
Yeah, just opposite the hospital right there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're familiar
Yeah.
with
Well,
that.
sure. I mean, it's we talked about this before in the previous podcast, but I think that whole area we've been talking about it for the past 3 years now. That it's the precipice of um, just booming, and we really need that actually. That summer has been just a little bit rough on the edges, and so we're looking forward to what's going to change and evolve, and actually quite diverse um,
Mhm.
construction that's coming in. So. Looking forward.
Tracy, you're breaking
Yeah.
up just a little bit, so just maybe speak up a little more or something.
Yeah, you guys are cutting in able too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Dallas, tell us about some of your favorites on Cortland, since that seems to be the side when we don't have you going over the hill.
Yeah, not too much. But I actually really enjoy Bernal Baker. They just moved into where Little B Bakery was, and Little B moved into the building where Bernal Baker actually used to produce all of their baked goods before they moved down to their permanent facility over on Oakdale.
Yeah, so that's
That
the
was just
commercial kitchen
completed
next to Bear
recently.
Bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just
Yes,
people
yes, it is. They
references.
have a lot of Yeah, they have a lot of really great little little businesses in there, from like sandwich shops, a lot of prep kitchen stuff, chocolatiers, all sorts of stuff down there. I think even a wood shop in the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
actually had a
it's
chance to meet a lot of those folks. So there's Spinning Dough, there's Rice Light, there's Salty and Sweet Chocolate, which is the cookie company. I know that Little B is now in there. There's Cake Croquette, which
hmm
is the custom cakes. So that commercial kitchen, which
hmm
sits sort of next to the Bear Bottle space, is actually quite active, and we're pretty excited to have that in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a fantastic kind of perk of having so much industrial so close to our little neighborhood on the hill. Is that, every it makes it a lot easier for like local businesses to be able to manufacture and keep things efficient without having to drive all the way up the peninsula or something like that from a cheaper space. I think that there's going to be a lot of hype around the new candy shop that's moving in, the Swedish candy shop. I don't know how to pronounce the name.
It's
Yeah,
His
is it
Hesh, and it's actually
or
just a pop-up. So it's
Hayes
only going to
Head?
be there
Okay,
for 5 weeks.
okay,
And I think it's in
right.
the third week of its 5 week run. They may extend it, but I think that's to be determined. But
Mm,
what we're excited about is that space is, depending on whether they stay for another round or not. But beyond that, we will begin to see more pop-up opportunities in that space. They're very excited about having that
yes, yeah,
as sort of an
yeah.
accelerator for a
I
lot of
feel like it
these.
might be the new.
Yeah, it's intended to be sort of an accelerator for these businesses to decide if they want to, actually secure, a storefront or however they want to figure out their growth. But it gives them a little opportunity to sort of play around with, the physical space and then determine where to go from there. Some of them will, go the little B route and go to a commercial kitchen. Others will decide to, go to their own physical space. I don't remember, you've been around a long time, so you'll remember, but, Or Shalom, the 331 Cortland space used to be a shared space that did a similar concept. There was Paula's Pickles, there was Bernal Cutlery, which did move on and is actually now located over in the Mission very successfully.
They're
Um,
thriving over on Valencia. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So they started here in a sort of an incubator space and a shared space. So that's something that we're excited about seeing return back to the corridor is this idea of an accelerator space.
Yeah, I mean that's very good, and they actually did quite a great job with the remodel, transitioning from a bike shop over into like a more versatile space. So it looked really, really nice in there. They've got a lot of natural light and everything. So I think they're going to do well, whether or not it stays with that pop up or it moves to something else.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
the folks that did
I
the remodel, they have done three of them now on the corridor. So they did the remodel of the
yeah.
bike shop. They did Speckle Studio. So the
Mhm.
remodel of
Mhm.
Speckle, and then they also did the remodel of the barb shop. So, they've been busy
Yeah.
on Cortland, and we're really excited about the work that they're doing because they've transitioned a lot of the spaces, just magically. The barb shop was closed, the space was closed for years, had a pretty worn down facade. They were able to go in that and revitalize it. And, previously that was sort of a dead spot on the corridor, and it's really revived it.
Mhm.
And then, the Speckle Studio was the old Kingman Young photo studio, which was more of a
Mhm.
private studio. So like you never saw
I
beyond
had
the
no
front
idea
window.
how large I had no idea how large that space was in there, but they did a fantastic job. Like a lot of hardwood, a lot of beautiful detail work in there.
Yeah, and just the ability, like they opened it up so that like from the street you can see all the way back, and get a
Exactly.
sense of what a great space that is. And Holly's put a retail shop up front. So if you're interested in pottery, go check out some of the stuff. The different students and artists that work in the space also sell some of their products in the front of the store.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that the space that I'm actually looking forward to seeing is what Little Star, which became Crumb, which is currently kind of in limbo right now. What might that turn into? So I'm looking
We're
forward to
all kind
seeing
of
what the new
wondering.
restaurant's going to be.
Yeah, that space doesn't have a good history per se as far as landlord tenant relationships. I know that it was, a lot of angst between Crum and the landlord. It remains to be seen what that will become. It's actually up for rent. There's a
Mhm.
sign in the window. So we'll see what that will become. But, a new addition is always welcome on the corridor. So we're hopeful that that space will rent.
Yeah, most definitely. Well,
So obviously, by your background, you're a Pinhole fan. So
yes, I am definitely.
okay, so are you a dedicated coffee drinker, or do you sort of peruse the different locations, or solely Pinhole?
I like Pinhole. They serve Linea coffee along with some other guest roasters and a few other spots, but I think Linea is probably one of my favorites in the city currently. Of course, there was Four Barrel Coffee, there was Size Glass and Ritual, all huge favorites, Blue Bottle.
Yeah,
But I think right now my personal favorite is what they're doing over at Linea. Their standards are really high, and you always just get like the perfect cappuccino, you know, coming
there
out
you
of
go.
some of the
You
stuff
heard
that
it
they
here.
have, and they provide that at Pinhole, which is why I'm so happy I'm so close to it. Yeah.
And what about the restaurant scene, Dallas? You got a favorite?
I Moki's is always great. I like the new Japanese spot down at the end of the street, or down at the end of Cortland. Third Cousin is nice, and the one place that I have yet to go to that I'm looking forward to trying is Go Duck Yourself. Have you guys been yet?
Oh yeah, we're regulars.
So
Oh man,
good.
Yeah,
yeah.
we've been going for a while. The food is great. You do need to get a reservation because there's limited availability. They're always booked.
Mhm.
But I highly recommend it. It's just run by a family. They're just great folks, friendly, supportive of the community. So if you do get an opportunity,
Hmm.
by all means, go out and check out Go Duck yourself. Um, you know, we love
Order
that.
takeout. If you're very, very busy, I found that when I couldn't get a seat, it's best to just order takeout and just run
Yeah.
over there and grab.
Hmm.
Tracy, what about you? You got a
Yeah.
favorite on the quarter?
Oh, it kind of rotates. I'm also looking forward to seeing who's are kind of replaced Pakeos. That's my previous favorite spot.
Which is
I'm
now
sure
empty.
he's now
Hmm.
empty. But just
Yeah, they
speaking
did
of go,
20 years though.
They did.
I really go duck yourself. And so whenever we get a chance that we're craving that, their crispy fried pork, I highly recommend that.
Oh, I like the
Um,
noodles. Have you had the noodles yet? The noodles are killer.
Mm.
I think that the big secret on the quarter is definitely Newt's, the ramen place.
Hmm.
okay, extra secret, top secret is their chicken wings. Their fried chicken wings. I think
Right? Who would think a ramen place for chicken wings, right?
Yeah,
you
I did
usually
not even know they had them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
try. Very, very good.
We will make sure that you are well fed here in Bernal. So we will eat our way through the different quarters and let you know where to go, um, and where to find some little secret things like chicken wings at Newt's. Who knew?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of all the great food that's here in Bernal, we've got a taste testing event coming up. So, Taste of Bernal's coming May 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. here in Cortland. There's only 300 tickets for selling, so we're looking for just a smattering and break things up around the country. Someone come and buy a ticket. It's $40 to $65. Very reasonable. It tastes pretty much everything that Bernal
Yeah, I think there's 10 participating restaurants. Yeah, so
and
there's
some
an
smash.
opportunity to taste from 10 different restaurants. Yeah.
It's a smattering to the smaller businesses too, and everything. But everyone is Bernal, kind of hyper localized in Bernal, and why not? For that price, it's unbeatable.
Tracy, what are you doing Saturday night?
The
Oh, that
Saturday,
segue. Good, huh? Not even subtle.
exactly. Wait, this Saturday or May 7th, my event.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm.
I thought it was Saturday. Yeah. May
This
7th. I don't care what you're doing on Saturday. What are you doing May 7th?
So May 7th, I've been talking about it for a few weeks now. May 7th is my own kind of get to know your neighbors event, celebrating the opening of the studio. Speaking of exploring stuff, I was so surprised when I first walked in because for many, many years walking by, you think, oh, it's just a very shallow storefront. Turns out it's amazing,
Mm.
really deep building, lots of areas to throw a party. Obviously, if you can surround a system, you can explore. It's an amazing spot. And so on May 7th from 6 to 7 p.m., come out, come join us. We're celebrating the opening of Speckle Studio and doing a little fun, make your own planter event. We'll have a few light drinks and snacks to provide. So excited for that.
Well, if you check out our website, we do keep a calendar of events, and there's plenty coming up. There's puppy socials at Bernal Beast. There's chess 3 times a week, Monday nights at Bear Bottle, and then over at Progressive Grounds. Um, on the 19th, the library is doing a plant swap. So if you're into that, there's opportunities to get some new plants or get rid of some old ones, depending on which way you're going. So there's always plenty. I believe towards the end of the month is the community meeting by the Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center. So check out their website and they'll have some information with regard to the community meeting. Our next coffee date on the plaza is June 6th, and we'll be joined by the library for another story time. And the list goes on and on. There's just tons and tons of stuff to do here in Bernal. And, like I said, check out the website, check out the calendar, and you can get caught up on all the things that are coming up. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing, since it's like we're involved. This weekend, which is Saturday the 9th, I knew there was a Saturday working there somewhere, is the beautified D9. So if you want to come out and clean up D9, pull some weeds, get a little dirty in the community gardens, check out our site. We have the link to DPW's beautified D9. It'll be D9 wide. So there'll be several opportunities for you to do some cleanup, and gardening and weeding and just getting dirty generally is the way it works. Dallas, do you have any events you're aware of you want to add to that, throw into that mix?
I'm sure there's a lot of good stuff coming up in Bernal. I love that we're doing parties in Bernal Heights a little bit more. The Halloween thing later on this year, I think is going to be a great second year for getting Cortland and everybody down on there.
Yeah, the guys who
But
do
the
that are
thing that
great.
I'm actually excited of, yeah, absolutely. They're also working on the community garden down on Prospect as well. They're a fantastic couple of guys.
Hey,
And
Dallas,
I also, yeah,
that's us.
I know.
But thank you for that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Glad you didn't say bad
So,
things like, oh,
yeah,
I hate
no,
Halloween.
no. You guys are doing so much. You guys are doing so much. And I also am really excited about how much easier it is to get block parties going in Bernal Heights. I do one every year in the late fall, but once the weather clears up, it's actually really easy to get in touch with the city and get it rolling if you want to bring back some block parties on some of these side streets off of Portland or pretty much anywhere that isn't too steep uh,
Or there's a
in Bernal
bus.
Heights or where there's a bus. That's where things get a little bit more
Yeah, it gets a little
complicated for
harder.
sure. Yeah, but yeah. So I think that I'm just looking forward for to the weather clearing up and having some Bernal strolls and just getting the community together.
Cool. All right, we appreciate you all for checking us out. If you like what you've seen, add a like below. Check out our website. Dallas, thank you for joining us. We look forward to it. When your event comes up in the fall, make sure we know about it so we can promote it for you. And
Mm.
Bernal, have a great weekend. Go to Tracy's event on Thursday. Come out and pull weeds on Saturday. Go to the story time. We got plenty going on, so there's no shortage. Check out the restaurants we mentioned. Check out the different businesses we mentioned. As always, Bernal is an experience, and we hope you love it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Tracy.